Morning, beloveds. Oh. This morning I had an insight. It's what I would call the eagle eventually lands. It's like an issue circles, and it circles, and it circles, and then the mind grabs it and understands from the mind. You understand it, and you think, yeah, I've got it. And then but somehow it's not, so it comes around again and it circles again, and then somehow it comes into another level and you understand it. You go, oh yeah, I've got it, I understand it, great, I've learned this lesson, I've learned this one. And then somehow things come around again and you go, haven't got this lesson yet, I still need something to learn. And so it circles, and then there can be some tears and you go, how come I'm here again? How come I haven't got this one yet? And then it circles and circles and circles. And at one point, if you can sit with it, and that doesn't mean pushing it away, and it doesn't necessarily mean getting lost in the unconsciousness of it. It is not a comfortable place necessarily to be, to sit with your demons. But there is a point where suddenly there is a deep breath and there is, as I say, the eagle lands. You suddenly understand the lesson, and it's usually not something you think it's going to be, and it's usually far simpler than you think it is. It's not a complicated thing, but simple is not always easy to get. So I have been going through what I would say is a painful experience of feeling rejected by, well, let's say it, by my mother, our deepest, probably first love, really, the one that when we're in the womb and we're inside her, we're getting everything we need on tap, and everything's coming. And when we need to shit, it's taken away, and when we need food, it comes in just the right way. And if we're lucky, we get nurtured very beautifully without any effort whatsoever. And then we come out into the world, and suddenly we have other lessons to learn. So my issue has been around my mother and wanting her love, wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard. And for whatever reason, existence has given me an incredible gift that I have been nurtured and taken care of in many ways. But on some level, I have realized that for my mother, it is not necessarily possible. She does everything she can do as my mother, and I think I don't think she understands that she does this. So it's not a conscious thing. And existence obviously gave it me as a gift. So I have always been nurtured and given everything that I need on a physical level, because that is expected of what a mother should do. And I'm brought up in England, so we always do what is expected, and we always on the surface do the best we can do, I suppose. And this morning, I'd say I've been going through a process where on one level I'm not being invited in to the house. I'm not being really invited in. And I have to realize that that's okay, that it's not possible sometimes for somebody to invite you in. You may care about them, you may want their love and their attention, and you want them to like you and to see you and to hear you. And sometimes it is not possible for that person to do that. And to choose to love, not as an attachment, but to choose to love anyway. To choose to still be kind. To choose to not cave in and allow yourself to be manipulated and bullied. So that you love yourself. So this morning the understanding was, and it came on a deep level, that I choose love. I choose love. I choose kindness. And the greatest lesson of this is that I'm sure I have also been unkind. I have also been unloving. I have also not allowed people in at times, I'm sure. But in this moment in my life, what I have not been able to receive, or I have not felt I have received from my mother. And everything on the surface is saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm doing everything for you. But the energy in which is behind it is that I feel guilty that I can't do this. So I'm going to do it, but it's never really going to work properly because underneath I don't have a true yes. And we have to look at this. We have to really be honest with ourselves. When we have a true yes to do something, then it flows. If we don't have a true yes to do something, if underneath we really have a no, then it will not really work. And especially as you become more mature. So, and this love is not this love of attachment. It's not a love, if you love me, I'll love you back. If you do this for me, I'll do that. It's what is it to love? And to learn to love without attachment. Just to be loving in the moment. And as loving as you can be in that moment. Obviously, if somebody's punching you in the nose or vomiting on you, then it is also loving to yourself to tell them to fuck off. Or to tell them or to walk away. And here we are on this morning in Pune, and this process has been going on for the last, well, all my life I think, but it has just circled again in the last time. I'm looking at some stage in the next, by 2020, I'm looking to maybe relocate back to Australia, which is quite a shaky thing and a big deal because I've been living in India for 25 years and I don't really have a set group of friends in Australia, and I had my family, and I had to realize that my mother has just told me that I should come back as like I have to any other country I've ever gone to live, and I should do it by myself because that's good for me. That she cannot physically support me or invite me in to her house even when I first land to find my feet. Which has been quite hurtful. And what I see, what is so sad, is that not only cannot the person love me that I want, or see me or hear me, is that it is done in a cruel and unkind way. And it is done in the name of, I'm helping you. I'm 60 years of age. I live an unusual life. I live an amazing life. I have not physically worked for money for 25 years while I have been on this pilgrimage of finding the eagle's landing. And I was not born with a huge amount of money. So the money that I have created for myself. And I have seen that existence, every time you take a step towards understanding yourself and going deeper in yourself, existence gives you some tough lessons, but it does hold you in its hand in the most unusual of ways. So if it cannot come from here, where it is wanted to come from the human mind, the human yearning, but there is always something that comes. It is the magic, it is not the logic. And it takes an understanding of trust, not to be stupid. You cannot be stupid in this world. You cannot go, oh, la-di-da-di-da, you know. You have to still be practical and take the steps and do things. But it takes quite some courage sometimes not to allow yourself to get seduced and manipulated into doing things for money, for prestige, for love. It takes courage to stand in your integrity and choose love. And ultimately choose love for yourself first. So I'm still in my lesson. I still have a beautiful place here in Pune. I have a roof over my head, which is beautiful. I have food in my fridge, which is beautiful. I have birds and the river outside my window, which is beautiful. I have my beloved ayahs who come and take care of the house and take care of me also. I have some beautiful people who are visiting the house at the moment, who are part of the house. And we have some Brazilians who are just young people who are studying Ayurvedic yoga and are shining. And somehow they got here and they landed here, and they are very beautiful in the house. I have also beloved Zoe here in the house, who is, well, let's give her a label. She's a beautiful English, juicy woman, a little bit younger than me. And she's an Iyengar yoga teacher, but she is much more than that. She has gone through her own wounds and her own learnings, and she has also chosen love. I see that she has had her tests for sure, and she is also a beautifully mature soul, and such a gift to have in the house. So at the moment we are, you know, spontaneously we tend to meet in the kitchen, and we have a tea together, or it happens to be dinner time and I go, oh, I'm doing this, and she says, oh, I've got this, and then we make some food together and we share that. It's very spontaneous and very easy and flowing. So one realizes that in this moment of caring and being, it can be very easy. But of course the mind and the expectations that we hold, that we should be loved, that we should be seen, that people should. This is a deeper learning. What is love? And to learn to love, oh, I don't even think I can say unconditionally, because Maybe there are always some hopes, but to learn to live and love and care, and to see what you want. Once you understand what that you do want to be, that you choose love, then first of all you have to be love. You have to be kindness. And as you mature, it starts to flow naturally from you. And it is not logical. It just is a natural flowing. And then there is this word compassion, which is a big word. Sounds very superior, really. But it's when you have compassion for those that you see are not able to do this. And you also respect that they are where they are, and that is the lesson that they need to learn. And it is not your business to change them, to make them different. As they walk this life, they will change. They will get the lessons, and they will grow. And especially for family, there is no way that you can often hold space for them, apart from holding the space of love, or not allowing yourself to be manipulated or not to play the games. In this you give them a great gift, but you are not superior to them. You are not better than them. You are where you are, and they are where they are. And we all walk along this path of life and death, and we all face our own lessons, and we are all gifts for each other. And somehow, especially those people who give you the hardest lessons, or the most vulnerable places in you are touched, bow your head to their feet, because they are giving you a great gift. For you to overcome and not to become small and not to become less. To be like the eagle, to fly, not to be superior. A small bird is just as beautiful as an eagle. A wild flower is just as beautiful as the orchid or the rose. Everything has its own beauty. Everything has its own place. And as I say, I'm sure I will be tested again and again and again. And I am grateful for this also. I bow my head. So my beloved ones, watch and see the attachments of this thing we call love, which is not love. It is neediness. It is something different. But what is love? What is love? To love and just to give without this attachment. I choose love. I choose kindness on this day. I choose to celebrate myself. I choose to be grateful that I am me. I choose to be grateful for the people that have been unkind to me, to help me to understand this lesson. I bow my head to their feet. We're all where we need to be. We will all understand in our own time and our own way. Choose to be the light. The dark is beautiful. It helps you to sleep sometimes. It gives you some rest. But eventually, choose light. Choose to be in the light. Choose to see. It is not comfortable to see sometimes. It is not comfortable to be aware, because one has to see all your cobwebs in the room when the light's on. But then once you see them, then you can dust them away. And you can choose. But only in the seeing is there a freeing. So choose to bring the light in. Choose to bring the awareness in. Choose to look at the deepest darkest places within yourself, and see that it's only stuff you can let go. Slowly, slowly, little steps. Just follow your nose where it smells sweet, where it smells correct. And if it smells like bullshit, then have enough love for yourself to go, you know what? Don't need to be sitting in the bullshit. Anyway, my beloveds, this is my gibberish for this morning here in Riverside. It's actually Christmas Day. Not that I celebrate Christmas, and I'm very grateful in India that it's not here. It feels very relaxed because it seems to be quite a time of trauma for people. So, my beloveds, if you're having difficulty, look and find the gift in it. Look and find what existence is giving you, which is the most precious gift. And my precious gift this morning to myself is I choose love. I choose kindness. And I choose to stay open. So, have a beautiful day. I love you all. Okay. But not as attachments that I love. Okay. Bye. Have a nice day.